Welcome to the DevOps project presentation. Before we begin with the presentation, I'd like to introduce our group members. We have Emma, Diksha and Mansi. The semester-wide project was about deploying a complete pipeline on the stages of continuous integration. These stages are namely build, testing and analysis, deployment, and a special milestone. The first stage of continuous integration is the build milestone. We use Jenkins to trigger build jobs. First, a post-commit Git hook was created to trigger different Jenkins jobs based on the branch on which we committed. Our project had two branches, the dev branch and the release branch. If the commit was made on the dev branch, then the corresponding dev job was triggered to be built on Jenkins. Otherwise, if the commit was made on release branch, then the release job was triggered on Jenkins. We displayed a message on the console to indicate which branch was being built and sent an email with pass or fail notification. Milestone 2 was for testing and analysis component of the production pipeline. Here we forked an open source project. In our case, we used Coop and ran tests on it. We generated test cases and ran unit tests using Mocha and then measured the code coverage using Istanbul. We used JS Hint for basic analysis and bug finding. Apart from these, we also added a few custom metrics. The results were compared against a threshold criteria. If the criteria is met, then commit was allowed to be made, otherwise the commit was failed. Moving on to milestone 3, we do the following. We are provisioning and configuring the droplet. We ran tests and analyzed the commit. If successful, we deployed the app to the production environment. We monitored the deployed application, and if the usage was high, we sent an email and also autoscale. We also implemented a feature flag which would be toggled on or off in production environment. Apart from this, we also did a calendar release and routed a percentage of traffic to this staged release. If it threw any error, we stopped routing traffic to it. Special milestone. For our special milestone, we decided to add a new step to our deployment strategy by using a more advanced test generation technique. We call our new step incremental test generation, testing, and feedback. The logic behind it is if you have made a small change in the code which doesn't affect other parts of your project, then you wouldn't want to wait till the full suite of test cases ran. It slows down the entire development process. We would also want some way of automatically generating test cases so that when we add functions, we could automatically generate the test case as well as test it, so that the QA team manually adding test cases for each added function shouldn't happen. Even in this case, we would want to generate test code only for the incremental change. Feedback is also a very important aspect of project development. It's not ideal for a developer to commit a change and then not get to know if the test cases for the commit pass or not. Instead, a developer would like to receive a notification about the status of the commit. To accomplish this, we have integrated the results of the test suite with Slack so that the entire development team can get notified if the test cases fail. A Slack bot gives the team a summary of the test cases passing or failing along with the number of failed test cases. Let's see the demo. We are adding a new function to the file. In this case, we are adding a test case that will fail to show the feedback on failed tests. We then add that file to Git. We also see that the diff contains the new function. We commit that file. This will generate test cases for the new function added, and it will run only those test cases. It will also send a feedback to the Slack channel as to how many test cases passed and how many have failed. Future work. We want to make generation more advanced by including more general cases. We want to make testing better by use of dependency tree. We want the bot to be more trained and advanced to be able to handle more operations. That's all, folks.